What up, people? I hope you're good. Today is a great day for some grown-ass woman talk. I have a special guest that's sitting in with me. This is a track called The G-Force. These are the vibes that's going to be thrown your way. So let's ride out on this track first before we get started. All right, y'all. People, we're going to keep it casual and down to earth today. We're going to have some grown-ass woman talk. We're going to chat it up. We're going to keep it real. And it's going to be some curse words flying in the mist. So I hope you can take it, even with the cussing. What up, Lisa? Lisa the G is in the house.
I just want to insert and say, I don't care if you can't take the cussing.
That too. Keeping it real, y'all.
Shout out to DJ Shelly Shell with the music intro. What? I ain't no change around here.
Yeah, I is. It'd be surprising me. I'd be like, who that, Harpo? Who that?
See, isn't that crazy how, like the more you get on that road of like opening up to yourself, self-knowledge, then you get surprised because you'll be like, oh, I didn't even know I could do that.
I know.
Wow. That made me the shit.
Look, one day that song was playing to me. I'm feeling myself.
Yeah.
There's
There's a lot of people that be like, oh my God, Lisa, she thinks too much of herself. I think just enough for myself.
Exactly. It's called being secure.
I know what all kind of pig feet and hog maws I bring to the table.
And that's important to know. Who are you right now?
Exactly. And that kind of brings us to, what we were speaking about previously.
Yeah.
Regarding, self-awareness and how important it is to be self-aware, because if not, then niggas can just project any old type of shit on you.
I know. And you have to be mindful and aware of what's in your energy field. You really do. Yeah. That's a big part. Using your intuition and discernment. Like, who is for me and against me?
Quite some time ago, I had an argument with somebody, and, he was like, talking all that crazy shit. Talking real reckless.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't believe shit that you taught my nigga. And he got like 38 high, like,
no.
I can't believe it. I can't get through to you.
See,
no, you can't, because I know myself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I feel like I don't care if it's like the closest friend ever that has some whack shit to say to me. I know myself.
Yeah.
I won't allow myself to be insulted. I mean, even if somebody did call me a bitch or something, I'd be like, well, okay, am I being a bitch in this situation? Maybe.
Yeah.
You know? If I'm being a bitch, I ride with it. But if it ain't that type of party, then I'm be like, fuck you. Move it around. Shit.
Exactly. Sometimes you have
to care about your opinion, nigga. Fight me then.
Look, Lisa be the one that's ready to fight, and I'll be like cowering in the corner, like I'm a lover.
What them hands do though? Shit.
Hell to the dog, calling on the damn fight.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a well-behaved person, but you know, when I was younger, I was telling Jayden that like, I didn't have no problem like getting real spicy with folks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
Not physically, but I was no stranger to arguing with people.
Right.
And letting them know that you ain't shit and you ain't never gonna be shit. So fuck ya.
Exercising, shoes, speaking up and exercising, expressing yourself is important.
Yeah.
You know, and
but,
cussing.
You know, go on.
I was just gonna say cussing is in our DNA. You know, and that's freedom of expression too. And just because you believe in God, He allows us to be free to be us. So I'm gonna keep moving that way.
A lot of folks kind of are like, I hate when people say, well, you know, if you were smart, you wouldn't need to use all them cuss words, you know, to make the point. And I'm like,
I heard somebody say that they were told they weren't articulate because they use cuss words.
If I use all these 25-cent words, then you're going to be like, oh, I understand what you're saying.
Exactly. Gotta relate.
You know, if I use a few cuss words, that's the rawest way to get my point across.
It is.
Let you know that, you know what I'm saying, you feel a way, right?
Right.
It accentuates your point. It's just enjoyable.
Exactly.
I love it.
I do too. That's why I was like, I'm not apologizing anymore for cursing. I'm not. And I'm not going to say that I'm trying to stop cursing, because it is what it is. It's me. And I have to be real with myself and true to myself.
Just language. I love language. I don't care what kind of words I'm using, whether they little words or big words, or, you know, spicy words, you know.
Right.
I'm a wordy man.
Yeah.
Period.
What's the...
Some folks say.
Yes, exactly. Period, point blank. What's the tea, Lisa, in the shade room? Because, you know, you be giving me the tea on what's going on.
Yeah, you know, I like to keep up with what's going on out here with you know what I'm saying? the blacks, as a friend of mine will call them.
Hell to the no, damn. The blacks?
You know, yeah, the blacks.
Wow.
It's just a little joke, you know.
Yeah, it is.
Mean. But I love the shade room for real. Not because, you know, it's not just about the gossip, it's about the comments. I like to see all that discussion going and people presenting like different viewpoints. It's a way for me to kind of like get a bead on what's going on in a collective, you know?
Right.
Oddly enough, because the shade room attracts like an array of people, not just, you know, little young folks. I see, you know, grown folks, people in their 50s, celebrities jump in and say shit. So it's kind of cool, like a little hodgepodge.
Yeah. You learn a few things too about people.
Yeah. So, you know, I was bored last night, and, you know, first of all, can we pause a minute and talk about how I spent most of my birthday sleeping and shit?
Oh.
Like, I'm really fucking 45. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Did you just do that?
I know. Hell to the no. But you need to rest.
Whoa.
That was your birthday gift. Rest, child, rest.
Yeah, like, I'm just fixing to rest, and I'm just going to keep on sleeping. I'm going to keep on waking up, and then going back to sleep to my body be like, get your ass up. Get up.
That's what you're supposed to do. That's part of recovery. Shoot.
So, I'm on the shade room, and I just happened to see, like, a post regarding these two cats that have a podcast called Fresh and Fit. Now, I've never heard of these dudes, but, they're, like, younger generation, so maybe they popular in their little arena.
Okay.
But apparently, an old clip of theirs kind of resurfaced, and they were talking about dating black women, and said something like, we don't date black women. You can have the Shaniquas if you want the Shaniquas. We don't do the night riders.
The Shaniquas. Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And I was like,
Night Rider said we don't what? What is again?
They don't do the night riders, honey.
That's so.
Now, one of these niggas look like his last name is Umfufu. And how nerve we talking about he don't do the night riders. That's self-hate.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? Exemplified. Like, ew.
I know.
Fuck you too. Nigga.
Exactly.
Don't do you either, y'all.
What you like? You exposing yourself, but that's how stupid some people are.
And I was like, you know what? When we were like in high school and whatnot, we called these type of cats Oreos. You remember that?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Them dudes that want to be white so bad that they actually think they white, kind of like that character Dave Chappelle has.
Oh, I remember that. Dave Chappelle crazy. You know what? Yep. Yes. That's true.
Blind.
Damn.
Blind,
Yeah.
And that's one thing to like, I don't really care who people date. I don't. But I just didn't think that was appropriate to say something like that because there's that little tone of degradation there.
Didn't Chris Brown say at one time about darkies?
Yeah, he said, this was the rumor, and Tokyo, Vanity had dropped a dime on him, and she said that her and her girls had showed up to the club, and they're trying to get in the section and whatnot, and he said no darkies, but apparently, it was like he never really addressed it. And, it could have easily been, like, one of his people that said that shit.
Oh, that's true.
No.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I know.
I don't want to just throw Chrissy under the bus like that.
Yeah.
But, if he is on that kind of level, fuck you, Tony.
This colorism is still real right now in this present moment. That's some crazy shit. What the fuck?
There were some posts on the Shade Room about, like, light-skinned people be coming for... I was like, you know what? I don't want to...
I know.
I'm sick of this.
I am, too.
Talking about good and bad hair type bullshit.
Yes.
How long we going to do this? How long is we going to do this?
I know. It's crazy.
I'm kind of like in the middle, and I feel like all y'all suck, so what it matter what your skin shade is, honey?
Exactly. Look.
Fix the inside first.
Ugly. A lot of them ugly on the inside, too. Shoot.
But yeah, that, what I heard last night, that kind of triggered me. And of course it triggered a lot of black women.
Yeah.
And you know how black women is like, well, what you is? But it did my heart good to see that.
Yeah.
Because I would say, a couple of years ago when I used to look out amongst the crowd, I would see a lot of black women that said that they were hurt. You know what I'm saying? Hurt by black men saying stuff like that, particularly out in public. And I feel like when you have a public forum, like a podcast, that's irresponsible as hell.
Yeah.
To position yourself that way.
I know.
I don't care what you say behind closed doors. You can talk all the shit you want. But, you know what I'm saying, have a little decorum.
Decorum, yeah.
When you out there in the world. So I sat and thought about it for a minute, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to, you know, do a little writing, because that's my therapy.
Right.
That's how I keep from, like, attacking people. You know,
and choking the hell out of them. Hell yeah. Yeah, you got to get it out.
I just write, you know?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to, like, read what I wrote, because after I read it over, I was like, oh, okay. Let's put this out into the universe.
Who you don't channel?
What kind of ripple effect occurred?
I know.
Here it is. There's this common stereotype of black women that certain types of black men like to spread regarding us being undateable because we're too masculine. And to be quite honest, I'm motherfucking tired of it. Quick lesson here. The dynamics between men and women of any race are like that of a set of scales. Ideally, both parties would present balanced yin-yang dynamics. But if one partner displays imbalance, then a natural movement of the other is to compensate for that lack. Given that, let's look at the current state of the community in a logical way. How many black women do you know that are taking care of themselves and their families alone? And how many black women do you know have men in the household, but still are made to feel like they have to hold it down alone?
Hell yeah.
If you answer that question honestly, then another question arises, which is this. Is the black woman really too masculine? Or is her man not masculine enough? Over the years, a time or two, I've been accused of being too hard or too cold or whatever. But here's the real. If you couldn't get behind the facade that I generally have to present so that niggas won't be out here constantly trying to carry a bitch like I'm some sort of motherfucking bottom of the barrel type him ride, then it doesn't mean that I'm too masculine. What it means is that I don't trust you, and you don't have the juice that I need to produce and display to you that's on the level of femininity. All facts, but you can also print this transcript out and read until you have fully digested all this tea. All in all, I don't care who niggas like to date because, I mean, you have free will. Do what you want. But it's been many times that I've witnessed black men dating other colors and then have the nerve to turn around and start talking down on black women like they're somehow better or different.
I know.
And all I got to say about that is keep our fucking names out your mouth. Chicks already had to deal with the master's whip and his micro dick, and you really think we about to take your shit too? Nah, boo. Nah. The aching irony of it all is that black women are the only group of people that come spiritually equipped to see black men in all their potential glory.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, the reason why we come off angry is because we're disgusted. Disgusted by your constant degradation, disloyalty, and inability to see us in the same higher light. And until you do right, well, you know the rest.
Hell yeah! You know what?
When I wrote that shit down, I was like, I didn't write this. Hell no, this came in through the crown, honey.
You know, yes.
The crown.
That's a trip that you quoted that, the color purple, Lisa.
Yeah.
Because guess what kept coming? I had talked about that in the podcast yesterday. I was like, what kept coming through for me is it's been a while.
Yeah.
I was like, man, this is real in the universe right now.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
And a lot of, black women, when I think about black women, I'm going to tell you something. I had like a spiritual experience. I'm always talking about Mama Africa because Mama Africa taught.
Oh, yeah.
What I mean is cradle of civilization type energy that occurs when you like really seek to know who you are on a root level beyond just the slave story.
Right.
And when I think about everything that black women are holding, child,
I know.
Oh, it's a reason we keep that behind the vault, honey.
It is.
You got to earn that.
You do.
You got to crack that code because it's a lie.
It
not
is.
A lot of cats take it. And because they can't take it, they seek to minimize it, like kind of crunch it down, put it in a box. You know what I'm saying?
I noticed that, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the abusive way that they do it is to talk down and get you to kind of believe that you ain't all that.
And then they try to turn the women on to each other.
Exactly. What really made me upset was that, you know, I used to see from time to time Hispanic women and white women come in the comments on the Shade Room knowing that it's a black-dominated area of Instagram.
Right.
And be like, that's why y'all men don't want you and all this other kind of shit. And I'm like, first of all, you, Becky, first of all, crying every 5 minutes, throwing up the other 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And then Conchita over here talking shit. Past 40, whole body shaped like a box. Fuck out of my face. Don't do me. We don't do that.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
I know. Yeah.
I met them like that.
Exactly.
Be like, you know, it's some black women be like, you stole our man. And I'd be like, our?
Exactly.
I ain't want to shout.
I know. Exactly. This shit is crazy. And then sometimes, you know, this money, and when men make some money, and they look
that as a status symbol.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
it's a very distorted way of thinking.
And then they try to reel you in and use you to get you with that money. But dude, do you have a soul? Do you have a heart? Do you have some content of character and substance?
Yeah.
That's important. I know it's a lot of females probably don't give a damn about that. But they need to start thinking about that shit, or you're gonna be in holy hell with a whole lot of money.
Let me tell you something. The entire fucking Pit of Purgatory lies in some of these rich niggas' hearts.
Oh, it does.
You feel me?
On
some crazy shit. On some, I'm bored, I need a challenge. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm bored. Let's manipulate this one and that one and see what happens. You know?
I know.
Some crazy stuff. Heartless stuff.
That's crazy.
So that's why I have never been like, I joke a lot and be like, dang, when I was all like, you know what I'm saying? Tit out over here and back there, I should have like really gotten these dudes' pockets. But I look at some of these girls' lives and because you know, that's what intuitives do. We see beneath the surface. Yeah. And so many of them are miserable. They want to be loved like anybody else. They might like their person and whatnot, but deep down on the soul level, you can't tell me that each and every one of them don't want to be loved for who they really are and not the body that they have.
I know.
You know?
I know.
Looking good on some nigga's arm or whatever.
That shit crazy.
So, yeah, you know, I always say that the boys sort of saved me from, like, that kind of life, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because I have a wild streak. Let's be real.
Me too, shoot. And I used to be real impulsive.
If you want such a homebody, you'd be a total slut. And I'm like, you're so right.
And you know what? I was like, why didn't I use my body back in the day, like Megan Thee Stallion and all them? I was like, shoot, tight and right. Back in the day.
That's what I'm saying. I'd be like, dang, you know what? I should at least tolerate it. You know, that sugar dad that try to run up on a chick, you know what I'm saying, for that little while. Damn.
And you know, I always been confident.
That money.
And it really ain't, nowadays, it really ain't about, you know, size. Like women, we come in all types of shapes and sizes. But when you have a lot of birds around you that's jealous of your curves, they gonna call you fat and out of shape.
You downplay your own glory.
You do.
To like keep the peace. You know, Marilyn Monroe type shit.
I know.
You know, she spoke about how when she came into a room, of course dudes would just be drawn to her.
Yeah.
It wasn't just because of her beauty; it's because of her soul as well.
Exactly.
You know, she emitted a lot of light.
Yeah.
And it was goddess level light. So, divine feminine. So of course
Yeah, it
they were
was.
drawn to her because they felt like that original softness, not the ice
Mm-hmm.
queen that a lot of women have sort of constructed, really just in response to how toxic masculinity can be sometimes.
Right. Exactly.
But Marilyn was Blight. You know what I'm saying? She didn't really have those kind of walls that a lot of people have.
And
so
that's why a lot of women
sit in the sun,
That's why a lot of women look up to Marilyn. All colors,
Yeah.
all races.
Yeah.
Because she does have
said
that divine feminine energy.
Yeah, she said that, she had to deal with that jealousy. Like, who the fuck is that bitch?
That's hard. And then you have to deal with the men on the other side that want to grope you and touch you, without your consent, just looking at you as a sex object.
Listen, I feel like I manifested the current state of blight that I have because I wanted to be in a space where a dude would be forced to like me for me.
Right, yeah.
It's not like I have had the luck of dating, men here and there that really actually appreciate my talent.
Yeah.
And, my intelligence and ability to carry on a decent conversation.
Yeah.
But, in like more casual situations, like being at the club and having a nigga come up and set a cup on my ass, like, dang, it's really like a sale. Boy, you gonna get the fuck out of here, that crazy shit.
Hell yeah. Damn. Mm-mm.
So I don't experience both sides of the coin.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I prefer to be seen. I mean, every woman wants to be seen as like, you know what I'm saying, cute.
Yeah.
Eyes that she's interested in, but you also want to be seen as like a whole person.
That's true.
It's more than the sum of your parts.
And some people just be so caught up in the power struggles and the ego and that toxic bullshit.
One thing that I've gotten like better at is reading energy fields. And a lot of people think, oh, she's a mind reader. No, not really. It's just that people's energy fields have a certain, like, frequency.
It does.
So I can't be, like, really lied to. A cat could be saying all kind of nice shit about me, but if, you know what I'm saying, I break away from the conversation, and then, spirit come in with that tea. Because, like I said, whole spirit was nature.
Yes.
So, and I'm informed that you think I think too much of myself, and I'm going to stay away.
Right.
Because, like Jill Scott said, I'm the magnificent.
Yeah. And you should be treated as such.
I feel like they're magnificent, too. I always have treated, I had an old friend tell me, he was like, you always treat your male friends like, almost like they're celebrities. I was like, well, they are to me. I can see like that star quality in everybody.
That's how I am too, Lisa. And a lot of people didn't understand that about me. Like,
yeah.
I look beyond.
That's when folks come in and be like, oh, I ain't shit. And then start running down all this person's
They do.
Like, faults and shit.
Yeah.
Like, girl, he fucking old Bonquanisha and Taquasha and all them. And I'm like, well, that ain't how I was accessing him.
I know.
They don't know nothing about that.
They don't. That's a whole nother level.
No, I was his friend. So, when you see somebody as a friend, your heart is open enough to them to really see them as God sees them.
I know.
And that's why I could take your man if I wanted him.
I'll take your man. Hell to the dog. But that's
your man, your fiancé, your husband, the niggas you sweating, and all his fuck friends.
Because, sometimes, and it can go both ways. Sometimes these dudes be marrying girls that lack substance. That's a void and vapid and shallow.
It leads to another conversation, which is this sort of budding, I predicted this. I said that this was going to happen.
Right.
Kind of like T-Brain, and that I saw years ago. I was like, eventually, folks are gonna start talking like very much publicly about polyamory.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's too many cats that have women that they take pictures with. But chicks on the side that they pour out their soul to.
I know. Yeah.
You feel me? So I'm pretty sure that every man, maybe if he's integrated, wants a woman that's both. But a lot of men have like a Madonna whore complex. So they feel like, you know what I'm saying?
They do, yeah.
Like the wife has to be put together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Real straight laced, blah 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 blah. Look good on paper. But then they'll go and cheat with somebody whorish, but they show more of their real self with the person that they perceive as being whorish.
Wow.
You feel me? Meanwhile, in the side chick's own world, she ain't whorish. You know?
I know.
Not to herself. She more like, well, I mean, I don't want the nigga for real anyway.
I know. Look, it's some boundaries that they have. The side chick.
The nigga for real, she find a single nigga.
Exactly.
So, you know, it's really effed up situation. I couldn't do polyamory because I'm an alpha.
I am too. Yeah, I'm queen.
I eat other chicks. I eat them. Don't do that. I scratch all their eyes out.
That's what I was telling Haywood.
You know, goddamn pit like this 300.
I know that's real. Shoot, I was telling.
Gladiator Sanders so quick and kick all them bitches in the pit.
And what's
Don't do that to me.
Exactly. Like I had told Haywood, like shit, I'm the queen. I ain't never seen myself as a side.
Take me to no competition.
Hell
It's
no.
like the olden days, Shawty. You don't get to have no concubines and shit.
You know, and why do men look at it when you compliment on a woman's body or say that she's pretty? Because I'm tired of getting it so stank. Look, like, are you bi? It's like, why it has to be sexual?
Oh my God!
Like that's crazy.
I was just talking to Momzo about that, and I said that is so toxic.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? Like. But men are gross too.
They are.
So a lot of times they be like, you want to do her, don't you? Like, oh, God.
Why can't I just be admiring art, beauty? Why can't I just do that? Damn, why it has to be sexualized? That's crazy. Damn.
A lot of my work is feminine based because, you know, even when I didn't fully know what I was here for, what my purpose was, I knew that it was my job personally to kind of develop my own sense of femininity, you know?
Right.
Especially when you come off like a tomboy or whatever. And when I was younger, you know, I had like my set of friends, but in general, I didn't have like a lot of chick friends. So I'd be like, dang.
I know.
You know, my nerve.
You know what? And I used to be a social butterfly. Shit, I was like, la da 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 da. You know, I was highly secure in myself, had a high self-esteem because I don't compete with females. I don't look, when I'm around females, I just see the beauty in you and honor that. But that wasn't given back to me. That was reflected.
That's because, you know, women have internalized masculinity, the wrong sort of masculinity.
Yeah.
So they've become a victim of those games, those competitions, you know, that men like to start up.
Yeah.
Because you know how men are, cat fight.
I know. That's so sick. This is what we have. It is. Like, but that's just so sad that I don't have any friends now because I chose to be alone because it's just too much. Women are too catty and too competitive and it's always nitpicking and needy.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
And my thing is, even if I, you know, all the friends that I've had, all the female friends that I've had over the years, I care about each and every one of them. And I can say that, you know, probably they weren't directly competing with me, But honestly, I didn't even like to hear, them talk about other people in the harsh way.
Right, me too.
And I feel like I was being true to myself when I was playing along. You know what I'm saying? Just
me
going
too.
along and adding my own, 5, 10 cents. And then get over myself and be like, that ain't even me.
Right.
Like, if somebody thinks that I'm lame or I'm boring just because I choose not to be harmful,
Yeah.
And fuck them.
I know.
Shit.
And you know when I was going through the dark night of the soul, Lisa, I had to look at, the friendships that I took on. And one of the things, because I was like, I did ask Spirit, why did every friend betray me? But guess what I learned? My first best friend betrayed me, and I never got over it. I thought I did, Lisa, but I suppressed it because it hurt me so bad, and I started attracting females.
See, that's that alignment of thought that me and you have sometimes.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. I had like an epiphany the other night, and I was like, every single dude that I had like serious feelings for has like shamed me in some way. And I ain't talking about like sometimes, try to publicly shame me like that, you know what I'm saying? Jackal.
Right, yeah.
But also the shame of like being supportive or speaking highly of somebody, and then they do some stupid shit where I'd be like, I don't know them.
Right.
Because I'm like an Asian person. I have like real high ideals of like honor. You know what I'm saying?
Me too, yeah.
So when I feel like somebody has dishonored me or is acting in a dishonorable way in public, then that's when I'll be like, dang, now you're making me a little stupid.
I know.
Don't do that.
It's humiliating.
Exactly. Like, oh my God.
And then you start looking at them like, oh, you ugly.
And, I try to, like, stay away from judgment. You know, the reason why so many people like to talk to me is because I don't judge them.
Right.
I don't care what you did. I be wanting to hear the story like, oh, for real.
Me too. Cause one of my cousins, she had put that in the card, like, you never judge. I don't. Because I make mistakes. I got faults too. Everybody's journey is going to be different. No individual is going to be the same. Not even going to think the same. Not walk the same path. That's just what it is. So it's just, but a lot of people think when you are speaking on, things that you have observed that you're judging it. No, I can see beyond that pain, that anger, that hurt, that grief.
Yeah.
And that's what I tap into. That's the type of friend I was. And I had to learn, like, no, everybody ain't like you, Michelle. You can't expect them. Release the expectations. You can't expect them to think and do the same things that you do. And a lot of people...
That's actually, how you kind of keep yourself cool.
You do.
Honestly. Because I think I used to get so upset all the time and be so angry. It's because I would be like, well, if I was them, I would do this.
Yeah.
And when you start, like, really trying to get into some self-mastery, then that's when you be like, you know what I'm saying?
I check myself more.
Shit that you did, but I guess that's just how you was raised.
Right. And some of them, they weren't raised that way.
Exactly.
They just made decisions.
We were talking about nature versus nurture.
Yes.
How you can, how people always be like, you're trying to child up in their ways of the law and the nails stick to that path. Get the fuck out of here. I know a whole bunch of fuck niggas that got like real, church going.
Yeah.
About mama.
Yep, exactly. And they be acting like...
Once somebody get of age, it's their choice.
And then they be mama boys too. Yeah. Well, when I say mama boys, meaning you adore and care for your mother. To me...
That's what I said. Look at Chris Brown. Love his mama Jesus, right?
That's attractive, though.
But what'd he do?
I know. That's the twisted part. He surely is. And a lot of women look at that too. They're like, oh, he love his mama though. But then when they get in and see.
I knew I was going to wind up mentioning Liz, because I be having all kind of random conversations, because, she watch gossip shows and all that other kind
I know,
stuff.
yeah.
She be knowing the tea too.
She
so
do.
I was telling her, we got talking about Chrissy's ex, and I was like, well, at least he real,
That's true.
He put in his music exactly how he gets down.
He does. Mm-hmm.
So guess what Liz said? Come on, oh, he just low down like that.
Oh, wait. Look, Lisa, I can respect somebody who tells the truth about how they want to go, how they want to flow with you, how they want to go with you. Yep. I respect that. I don't like nobody sneaky and hiding and lying to me. Exactly. That's a turn off for me.
Don't do that because you look dumb.
You don't. That's what I liked about Kenny when I first met him. Like, he kept it real. He even let me know that he was attracted to my cousins, my sisters, but I trusted y'all so much. Like, try it, nigga.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
And Kenny, that was part of his
his shadow. He liked to play.
It's it's hard to describe Kenny because I know a fair amount of characters that are like this. Like, that is their character.
Right.
I ain't talking about on a deeper level. I'm talking about that's the persona.
Exactly.
That they present, but they're actually a very good person.
They are.
Mama's boy and generous, you know what I'm
and
saying?
He used to help me, and I saw the goodness and kindness in him, even though he used to call me a bitch every now and then. I remember that time he did that. And Lisa, I knew when he called me that, it was just like you'll call your girlfriend, what up, Trick? What up, bitch? Mm-hmm. That term of endearment. But
that's why to this day, that's a word you had to come up with, like a new cuss word. And so
I know. I think he prepared me for what was coming my way. Look, you can call me bitch all day long. That shit don't affect me.
Oh my God.
Remember that time Brenda was in the car with us and she was like, What? Wait a minute. Did he just call you a bitch?
Brenda wanted to fight.
Yes, and so I was still trying to carry on the conversation. Brenda like, no, wait. No, Brenda,
like,
it's cool.
No, let's address this. Let's address the elephant in the room.
Like, Brenda looking at me side-eye like, who are you taking me?
You gonna take this?
Yeah.
You gonna take this?
Like, it's all in fun. It's all good. It's all good.
He didn't get it because Brenda is like low-key, kind of like, what I'm saying, old school about stuff like that.
I know. Uh-huh.
And that comes from, being raised by Mildred. Like,
yeah.
I don't tolerate that kind of stuff around here. But, me and you from the future, so.
I know.
We already knew. We went to the future, came back, and realized, they ain't shit up there in the 21st century either. So you might as well just ride with it.
And you know what? I was like, yesterday I was talking about, this like switching the subject a little bit, but just talking about how people be acting crazy. Mm-hmm. But if you get put up in that mental facility and you see what's really going down, maybe you'll check yourself.
That's what happened with BG. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it was never, his situation is a little bit different because it was trauma-based.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But one of the most amusing things he said to me was, I ain't crazy.
Yeah, I know. See?
That was over there. Well, I was the one that crazy.
That's what I'm talking about, Lisa. People pretend to be crazy.
Certain entities that were there, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it definitely gave him perspective.
It does.
Allowed him to honestly manage himself a little bit better.
Right.
Because he saw what true, a true break from reality is.
That split consciousness is real.
Mm-hmm.
right there. And it's some people, Lisa, and I had, just talking to spirit, it's some people that grew up in a dark environment and they didn't choose insanity. They
did.
They were harmed.
They have a split mind because parts of their consciousness has fragmented off.
Yeah.
In order to deal with whatever the trauma is.
Right.
So every time more trauma happens or more triggers, more splits happen.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
More detachment.
I knew this, when I first started on my spiritual path, I kind of, because I'm a nerd, a PC nerd, so I related to, like, how you defrag hard drive.
Right, yeah.
And, when you run a defragmentation process, what you do is find all the lost bits. A lot of people never get to that point because it's too painful to find those lost bits.
I know.
They're not really lost, are they? They just buried.
Yeah.
People keep on burying and burying and burying. Like, even what Brenda went through was a spiritual lesson. A lot of people won't get that.
No, they won't.
But I got it because of the walk I was already doing with God prior to all the tragedy.
Right.
And something he used to take was called Zyprexa. So the first thing I thought to myself was, supprexa. This is just helping him suppress.
I know. Yep.
All his feelings. It was easier for Brandon to be up, and able to, literally communicate with his brother.
Right.
Than it was for him to be down, and deal with that aching loneliness that comes from having lost your other half.
It does. Yeah.
Fathom.
I know.
That type of loss. And he couldn't fathom it
himself. I know.
So, people don't realize that I was a witness to him attempting to master himself.
Right.
There was nothing I could do. If I had a choice, if I could, I would have went inside him,
But I know.
Well.
But I saw how devoted you were to that. Some people don't have that type of support.
I know.
To walk them through that pain. A lot of people get thrown out into the streets, and that's sad.
I know.
Because it's too heavy for some people to deal with. Instead of trying to seek help for them, they rather just release them. And that's...
He said that, I just want to be cool with everything like you are. And I was like, I'm not cool with this motherfucking thing, honey. This ain't, you know what I'm saying? I didn't read the fine print on no soul contract about all this shit. But
it's a way that we learned how to stabilize.
Not where I was spiritually in the first place that I was able to
manage yourself.
Yeah. That's what people don't get. I froze myself. I literally told a friend, hey, I'm finna go deep cover because I have to figure out what the hell is going on here.
Right, yeah.
And that took me on an alternate path, but that path was meant because even though, it's not the outcome that anybody would want,
right.
I'm still here, and I can still use what I've learned to help whoever wants some help.
Pay it forward, yeah. That's the beauty.
Good with whatever they got going on, and I try not to I don't poke at people.
Right.
Even if I know they have trauma, things they aren't dealing with, I don't poke at them. I don't be like, you need to.
I know, yeah.
Because everybody's on their own path, and they're allowed to, either deal with it or not. But I tell you what, ain't nobody allowed to do is subject me to their pattern.
I know.
A lot of people do that. They're trying to make you responsible for what happened to them in the past. And I always say, I ain't paying nobody else's karma.
Exactly.
At all.
Me neither.
Or to put it more bluntly, fuck you and that weird bitch that you were dealing with prior to me. Ain't that hoe?
I know. That's the crazy shit. shit. Like, you ain't. It's distorted. Then how they see you.
It is.
That's fucked up. Damn.
And it's sad that oftentimes, you know, if you're not truly healed from a prior relationship, you're not even really in the present moment with that new person. What you're doing is projecting the ghost of that old relationship onto that person. And that's why oftentimes, if you're in a relationship with somebody who has, like, previous trauma, undealt with trauma, when you or in that relationship, you start feeling like I ain't myself. I don't feel like myself.
I know. Yeah.
Throwing thought forms at you. Like, Quisha did this. Nigga, I don't give a fuck what Quisha did. Shit.
Exactly. And don't let it be a dude that's intuitive and distorted, unhealed, basically. Because then what they do is pick up on energies around you and project that shit onto you. They think you the hoe.
That's why I just be like, honey, You know, it used to be that I could, like, have casual relationships. You know, I entertained that, you know, previously before, you know, after Brenda left, I was like, I don't give a fuck about no niggas and shit.
Right, yeah.
Be alone.
Yeah.
Where your ass was at when niggas wouldn't feed me.
Hell yeah.
We ain't gonna go into all that.
And you know, I see why some people just choose to be alone.
Yes.
God.
You know, I'm a very so-and-so type of person. I like to go with the flow. I have myriad interests, you know, to the point where somebody could maybe think that I'm flighty, but it's not that. I just like variety.
Are you right?
And oftentimes, men will be like, what the fuck you watching? What is this? Like, I ain't got time.
No!
And I have to edit myself more and more and more to the point where I'm be like, who am I?
See,
where are you?
That's why I crashed earlier this year, because I said, I've been hiding from my family, hiding from my friends, hiding even from my own intimate relationship with a dude. Like, bitch, you need to get it together. That ain't no way to live. You're going to feel like you're dying away.
Exactly.
Because you're not being true to yourself. You're not tapped into who you truly are. And that's scary for some people. They don't know how to get out of that. Shit.
And, you know, we talked about this, about how in shutting so much of myself down so I could be a caregiver.
Yeah.
Even after Brandon left, I was still in that, like, shutdown mode.
Oh, yeah.
Know? And I feel like the host of heaven got sent to, like, wake me up. Like, hey.
Yeah.
Lisa.
I was telling T-Erica, you know T-Erica. Yes, it was to me like, hey, Lisa, because I was feeling like, where you going? Don't leave me here, please. Because I even called out to the heavens. I told T-Erica that the other day. I said, I felt Lisa leave. That shit was scary. Like, she was not... Look, when you tuned in and tap into the spiritual realm, you'll know people that you love are no longer here, even if they ain't right next door to you or in the same house with you. Yeah. And I felt that, and I was like, hey, shit. I need some damn company down here in this crazy motherfucker.
I guess it was like, you probably felt me, me and the boys are intrinsically tied with each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
3S1.
And we don't all, like, and that's something I didn't know at the beginning of it all. But what I do know now is that, in a sense, we all have walked in each other's shoes.
Right.
I had to, and I asked for that because I wanted to know. I wanted to know why.
I know.
Why?
Yeah.
So I had to experience the feeling of not fitting. I had to experience the feeling of being, like, bullied.
That's true. Yeah.
I had to experience the feeling of losing somebody so key to who you are that you don't know who you are anymore.
I know.
So, and this is so crazy is, you know, I have a lot of writings. I wrote a whole bunch, like, you know, when I first started, like, having these wake-up experiences, you know, birds flying in my damn, you know, bedroom window and shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Damn.
Crazy, odd things that happened because I'm the one that said, prove it.
That's true.
So, you know, it's popping in.
It is. Be careful what you ask for.
Exactly. But, you know, I wrote that I was feeling like the cat who finally got the cream because, hey, we made it out to see that sun. And that's what happened. I had to walk through the darkness to get to the light.
Yeah.
And remember that vision I had where it was me and the boys in like a clearing?
Oh, yeah.
And I had like high-fived them. That literally happened on the spiritual level. The clearing was me clearing all the dross away, you know?
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah.
All the distortion. There can be nobody that could tell me anything because these are the mega beings.
That's true. Exactly.
That I ushered into the world. So, you know, there were things that no middle person could tell me because I had to feel it in my heart and believe.
I know.
You know?
Yeah.
And I was, you know, I've always been like, you know, an empathic person and relatively intuitive, you know, sometimes when I wasn't suppressing it. I didn't, you know, have a lot of, I didn't have the skills that you had, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I'd be like, hell no. That was just something that fell in there.
It ain't no joke.
Damn thing. So I tell you what, you lose like I lost.
Yeah.
Your mind will open up to know, other levels of consciousness. And that's the only thing that kept me alive was the knowledge that Darian wasn't gone. And by the time, you know, things happened with Brandon, where he jumped in that portal.
Yes.
He jumped in the portal, me trying to abandon the shit.
Look, and he found a good time to do it when we were talking. Shoot.
Oh my God. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? That was moving me. A lot of people be like, oh my God, I can't believe she's talking about such a serious situation. And when you tapped into beings that are on the other side, it's not serious to them anymore. And one thing I can say is because of, you know, Brenda used to ask me, could I hear him? And I'd be like, what? You know, remember I was still half asleep. What? Why you ask me? Yeah, you're right there.
Right.
But he would just be sitting there silent. Mama, can you hear me?
Oh, I see what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, know what you did. I mean, y'all stole on me.
Right.
But
and I always have a damn vision you chasing them around when you do.
When I woke up, I was like, I can't believe we wrote that kind of
I know. That's what I was thinking, like, God, this is a big ass story right here.
But, you know, I know a lot of folks were like, dang, you know, I should just go on like that. It's because when Brandon left here, I felt his joy.
I did too.
Like he really found his brother.
Like he came to me and said,
the brother he had been looking for. That's why he would go down. He didn't just go down that park. Oh, we're just gonna take a walk. No. He was looking for his brother.
Yeah, he was.
My brother on a different time. I don't know what y'all talking about. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all fucking. He ain't ready for the conversation about other dimension and whatnot.
Shoot.
My brother is parallel to me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get over there.
Yeah.
You know, it's not anything that I talk about with, like, you know, muggles.
I know.
Because
they ain't gonna get it.
I don't like to break people. I know Brenda was type, you know, he like, you know, Dave Copperfield, Chris Angel type.
You know what he did to me, Lisa, when we visited him?
Yeah.
He called me out.
That's when I was like, what the hell going on?
I'm glad, but you know what? That set me on the path to getting back to the path. That's all it was.
That was the whole point, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. I look back on that now. I was like, he probably like, Michelle, you need to quit playing now. Get with it.
So I said, whole time, my son, my daddy.
Yeah. Michelle, ain't you a medium? Boy, you don't add me to these damn crazy ass doctors.
Because I remember I told you we had that long talk before anything happened. Me and the boys sat in this room and just talked until dawn, and had the best conversation ever. And where they were telling me about themselves, telling me what their abilities were and all that other kind of stuff.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And they was like, Mama, you can do stuff. And I was like, I know.
Yeah.
I just want to be normal.
That's how I was for years. At least I tried to fit in, but Spirit's like, bitch, you were born to be eccentric, non-traditional, unorthodox.
Exactly.
You're gonna have to take the path that you chose for yourself.
Exactly. That was the message I got like a couple of days ago, was be true to yourself.
Yeah.
And I don't find anybody, compelling enough to denounce who I am.
Right.
And what I believe. And my beliefs are like real hodgepodge, because I've studied a lot of different religions and found like that golden thread that like connects all of them.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Really, it all boils down to is don't be a fuck up, dude.
Basically. Yeah.
But, enlightenment is an interesting process, because people think it's like, but it's not like that. It's an ongoing process.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ongoing.
It is.
God is infinite.
I know.
So the longer you go, the more you open up to, the more you see, the more you understand that a lot of people have God in a box.
They do.
So of course they don't believe certain things. So they're like, no, that's that devil shit.
I know.
You do know that the devil made a choice that cut him off from a lot of his abilities.
know. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So, do your fucking research.
Yes, please.
As Nikki said, you have to like be willing to be open to the possibilities. I mean, it says that in the Bible that all things are possible through Christ. So
yeah,
it's not like A through C is possible. All things are possible.
Yeah.
So I experience more than the average person because
you
I'm
open
like,
to. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All things.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why I be some Twilight Zone stuff going on. And folks who, deal with me know damn well weird shit happen around me all the time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Some folks be like, wow. Other folks be like, get away from this creepy bitch.
Same here. Why I be all in awe about it all? Some people be scared. Like, where the fuck is this coming from?
The directive is, to enter the kingdom of God, you have to be like a child.
You do.
And you know how what the kids do, like, yay!
They do. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can't be like no adult, be like, oh my God, demonic.
And and being a medium, you learn, it's dimensions, okay? It's levels to this shit. And the more I tapped into developing my spiritual gifts, man, I became a G, because I have seen devils and all types of entities and creatures and fairies and good. But that's my spiritual gift, you know.
Yeah. There's a it makes me think about that song by Kanye and I think Jay-Z, Nicki, and some other cats on there. But Jay-Z says none of you niggas have seen the carnage that I've seen. I still hear fiends scream in my dreams. So, you know, when you witness, like, the more of the universe, then you don't get to come back and be like, oh,
you don't.
Ain't normal now.
No, you
like,
can't go back.
It's just a wrap. It's
just
a wrap.
And I've been told that.
You can get on some shit. Like, that's what Brenda did. He told me that he could not deal with how things opened more when he lost Darian.
Oh, yeah.
So, he's the one. That's what people don't get. He's the one that manifested Wellstar.
Yeah.
He wanted the medication because the medication kept his feet on the ground.
Yeah.
That's all it did.
Yeah.
And they used to always be like, oh my God, they were supposed to raise up his blood pressure and the blood sugar, and then he go to the doctor and all the numbers was fine. And they be looking at him like, hell no, get out of here, demon.
See, his psychic abilities were heightened. Yeah. That's trippy because I know as one of his spiritual gifts is walking with spirits. And I know how to, shit, it was hard for me in the beginning. I turned it off because it was just to the point where I'm like, is it really happening right now? That breaking reality. You just don't even want to take. And when you're young and then trying to figure out who you are as an individual and these spiritual gifts, it's tough. It is.
And, you know, normally, I honestly wouldn't be having this conversation because I am like a hostess at heart. I like to keep people comfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even if it means that I have to limit who I am in their midst.
I know. Yeah.
Because I think fear shuts people down.
It does.
But I feel like we need to be moving into a phase of evolution where we understand that not everybody's brain works the same way.
Right.
And stop labeling some of these differences as illnesses.
I know.
Because it arouses fear in you. Because all you do is create more limitation.
You do.
And I'm not talking about people who be out here shanking and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
That great stuff.
Yeah.
We talking about people like Kanye.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who I don't consider to be like traditionally mentally ill. I consider him to be someone who has fragments that need to be reclaimed. He needs to be integrated. He needs to become an integrated person.
Yeah.
And once he becomes integrated, he will calm down. And when Kanye does that,
it's on.
The type of music that will flow from this being.
Yeah.
Boom.
I know.
Any, celebrity that I've taken like a personal interest in, because I'm not a typical groupie type,
super fan.
I've always kind of just looked at celebrities like people with money.
Me too.
You know?
Yeah.
Not for Usher though. Oh my God.
That's a lot of ladies. It ain't nothing you can do but swoon. Like, oh.
I literally have been listening to Usher since the first album. All the time I think of you.
Oh, yeah.
On to someone new. So, I'm a long time fan of Usher. But even him, I see as like a person.
Right. Yeah.
But, even with them, sometimes I take an interest in celebrities because I'll see like what lies beneath. Like the potentiality that they're suppressing for whatever reason. Be like, hey, you be making some good ass music like Chris Brown. You can't always be talking about, you know what I'm saying?
Doing the do.
And juice and all that other kind of stuff. Dang, we know you do that. What about the other stuff?
These hoes ain't loyal. mercy.
You just be like, dang, I like to kind of like, think of what would happen if they really could unlock their own flag.
I know.
They have flag now, and they do to an extent, but it's limited. It's like still within a box. But what you want to do is open the box.
You know what, Lisa? It's a Tamar Braxton had which is your gift. I know that you can do too, but she had a female that helped her to. That's a trip. She helped artists basically to unlock the spiritual gifts in their talents, like in singing and writing. I mean, to the point where they're in 5D and above spiritual realms.
Yeah.
Creating from that space.
Because that's my key ability is, and I said that, I was like, dang, what I'm saying? All they got damn 3D job type shit. Hell no.
And of course
if I had my druthers, I'd get paid for what I really do, which is to be amused.
Yes, that's basically, but the dude that Tamar was dating, he called her a witch, and where she tapping into this advisement and energy. He was creating all types of blocks.
That was by Tamar's permission.
Yeah.
Otherwise that lady wouldn't have had no access.
Right.
That's how it works. You give people permission to go into your files.
Yes. And Tamar.
Nobody break into shit, but although, let's be real about it, there are some darker types that will try.
Right, But she had worked with a lot of celebrities.
Yeah, and the Tamar was open, and they had like kind of flow going, and it made it way easier.
It did
for her to help.
Okay,
Tamar, all right, honey.
Yeah, try something different.
Being expensive.
Yeah, because when you come, I ain't gonna get into that. I don't even want to talk about that. But when you come from the religious factors, it can block you. In certain ways. So, but for her to even take the first steps to try that is showing she's trying to expand her gifts. And some people just ain't gonna get it, ain't gonna understand how people have
kind of like
spiritual gifts like that.
Yeah, and we've been around.
I know.
Elizabeth Johnson Jr.
Exactly. Like, what's trippy though? People be acting like we just started. People who are into spirituality.
It's interesting to see like the waves of awakeness and sleepiness that humanity goes through. Because you think about the hippie era, that's why they took those shrooms and LSD. They were trying to explore the universe.
I know.
They weren't just trying to get high for nothing. Do you know how much great art and books were created during that era?
I know.
Those were high-minded thinkers, free thinkers.
Yeah, very much so.
What with all this like terrorism and school shootings, it forces people back into a box because it's fear, right?
And they hyper focus on what's going on.
So when you at survival level like that, you be like, I ain't got time for no goddamn Jesus shit, honey. If Jesus gonna pay my bill,
I know, yeah.
Yeah, he will, honey.
I know,
That's
God.
why I'm trying to school your little
Yeah.
Don't be like that. Don't be like that.
Y'all don't forget God provides. Like, y'all have forgotten that. Like, you have to really get back to that. Me and my sister come from the PJs, the projects. Do you know I had to learn how to release the poverty consciousness, to release the victim consciousness? That's work. Then it opens the doors up to that abundance that's already yours.
And, sometimes when Brenda would miss Darian, he was like sort of try to force me into Darian's role, which is that of being his shadow, and having a debate. You remember I told you told me that. And, you know what I'm saying? Prop them little feet up and just say something random.
Yeah.
But remember I told you he said he had 30 businesses.
Yes.
And I was like, what? 30 businesses?
Yeah.
Child, you know what I'm what I know about how you have your own ability to tap into like other expressions of yourself.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, he had 30 businesses.
I know.
One time, I don't know what we had got arguing about. He was like, I could get rich like that. And snapped his fingers. Then when I think of him snapping his fingers, who do you think I think about?
Who? Jack from where?
On Supernatural.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Wow.
So, but he probably did have that ability.
Hell yeah.
Like, when we go to I told you about that time we went to for a doctor's visit, and I happened to look at the bulletin board, and one of the posters talking about the brother, let's spread love. Okay. Then another time we went for like a little 6-month assessment, and it was an empty ass room, Michelle, with just a desk in there, and a printer in the corner.
That was the room they ushered y'all in?
The name of the printer was
what?
Brother.
That shit ain't no damn coincidence.
Seriously, I have more supernatural experiences when
yes.
Brenda was here than I do now, because I'm on the 3D type of work.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
That puts your feet on the ground.
It is.
But because so much of my focus was on Brandon. Yeah, our reality was not like other people's.
No, because you was even saying that one time.
When he came in the house and be like, Mama, my brother temper with my reality, I had to treat it like, the doc told me that. Like, you need to honor their reality.
Yeah.
And I just sitting at the computer like, stop.
Like that time I went down to the park and on that swing, and I swung up high.
I'm gonna swing your ass into another dimension.
Yeah, I'm like, where the hell I'm at? And I was like, once I got leveled down, I was like, don't play with me like that. I literally transported into another realm on Earth. Like, what the hell did you just do? But that's a gift.
What they said they found the entrance down there at the park. See, just a whole story. People out there who are listening, being nosy and whatnot, thinking me and Michelle finna go to. You ain't finna 10, 13 or 5150, neither one of us.
Hell no. Better get.
All I'm gonna say is the story is way, way, way deeper than most people can fathom. And you yourself would have to evolve into a being that could understand
that consciousness
number of realities that God offers those who
are open to
want Him in their life like that. Some people are content with just like 9 to 5, go to work. You know what I'm saying?
And no judgment.
There's a sort of beauty in that life too.
It is.
Nothing wrong with that. I actually engage in that on purpose.
Me too.
Times when I be like, honey.
That's the balance.
You told and shown me too much.
Yeah.
You wash your damn dishes right there.
Oh, Lisa, let me clean the living room and mop the floor to ground my ass or something. Shit.
Like, that was that. You don't took me to Sector G in the universe. For real.
And see, now what's going on with me, because a lot of people are going through upgrades in that spiritual gifts because we have been shifted into a higher level consciousness. And I'm noticing more in my dreams now, too. My dreams are becoming super vivid as hell. At least I had one of these dreams, and this past week. It was a dream like I was in this old house, and I was in the room. It's like we were about to move into it. But I was inspecting every room, and I saw something scurry on the ground.
Oh my!
on the floor, and I said, "Oh, I hope that wasn't a rat." So I hurry up and closed the door, and then the dream shifted to where I was in remote view, like looking on high down.
Yeah.
And so when I was shifting to remote view, I saw it scurrying, and it looked like a furry sorry ass rat. And as soon as I said to myself, not out loud, I said, there it go. In my mind, that shit shot up towards me. Lisa, and it shot up towards me and connected to my neck, and I woke up like, what fucking dimension was that?
Hell no.
So people better be mindful of just you think your thoughts, because these damn entities ain't playing right now.
Everything. That's the connector between me and the boys. Always was, even before they left, which is music. We are all lovers of music.
Yeah.
Particularly the hippity hop.
I know.
And what you just said made me think about this song called Digital Dash. It's Future and Drake. He says, you rats will never be honorable. They know I'm a kid of my word. I hustle the first of the first. Huh.
Wow.
Interesting. So some dishonorable rat was her.
Yes. And you know what? Even Haywood had read it. He was like, who the rat? He talking about, I know it ain't me. Talking about who the rat now. But look, Lisa, the way that shit bolted up into it was flying.
No, you have to be conscious of what you watch on TV.
You do. But that day,
conversation you have with people, that's why
you do.
And the faster you vibrate, which means that you're sort of like, you can look at yourself like a hot air balloon. And you know how
I dropped it, Do you hear me, Lisa? All right, we back, y'all. I had a little technical issues. That rat started chewing on some shit.
Let me tell you something. Whoever it is, that's that dishonorable rat. Don't be hating like that. Don't be hating like that. Wow. Down.
That's fucked up.
And I'm talking about, I would get into some good shit too.
Yeah.
No. Shawty, try to interrupt the G like that.
Yeah.
Damn.
You know what? I ain't gonna lie. These damn demons and entities, they don't give a fuck.
It's war right now.
It is.
It is. In a sense, I be bubbled up most of the time. But just looking out into the world and the stuff that, people be arguing about crazy shit.
Yeah, they do.
And venomous with each other to a level that doesn't fit. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Where it should be. It ain't that serious.
It is. And some pushed that damn thermos out of my hand. It dropped, and then the connection dropped. Okay, you trying to shut us up. I ain't gonna let up. I ain't gonna shut up.
That's so ugly. That's so ugly. And I was just, another thing I was talking about was, that when you start releasing baggage, you vibrate higher.
Yeah, you do.
And vibrating higher means you vibrate faster, and your manifestations come faster as well. And because they come faster, you have to be that much more mindful, of what you're talking about.
You do.
And we just got the lesson, didn't we?
And this thing... It seemed like
the smoke and shit. Damn.
And it seemed like when me and you get together, it manifests tenfold.
You remember that time we were talking about, shadow elements?
Yeah.
And the phone started malfunctioning and whatnot. And I was like, bye, honey.
Yeah,
bye.
Yeah. That shit is real. It is real what be going on.
We don't see everything that is present.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Energetically.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have those eyes, I had a friend who could see auras and whatnot.
Right.
Colors around people and all that. I don't have that ability at all.
Yeah, my Jaden do. Well, he can see them auras.
Yeah.
He showed me that young though. He was the one when Darren passed said, "Do you see all that white light?" He saw all that white light push throughout. It was in the hallway area. I didn't see it, but he saw it.
That's why, I was sort of joking with Darian, on a soul level the other night, like, don't soul bomb this place. That's us.
Yes. That is what happened, literally.
Because it was so much light. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That it just shows how much light that child was housed.
Yeah, I know.
With him. That it sort of spread.
It did.
The land, in a sense, and so much was exposed that it couldn't be ignored anymore.
I know.
That's why I never dismissed anything that Brandon would be talking about, because
he was revealing some things.
He was revealing a lot. A lot of issues that you just sort of ignore because you're doing your day to day. You know what I'm saying?
You get caught up in life.
Yeah, but then you realize, like, if I want to progress to something beyond the generational cycle, then I have to, like, be real about it and really take a look at some of this shit.
And I had to go through that, too,
And, when you decide to, like, release toxic cycles, it can cause resentment in people.
It does.
Because they feel like they've been abandoned or, left behind. But that's true, bitch. You have been left behind.
Basically.
Oh my God. I didn't mean to say it like that. But in a sense, that is the truth. You've been left to your own devices because it's not the responsibility of any being to do somebody else's work for them.
I know.
And that's where you have, like, energy vampires, because they don't want to do the work.
What they want to
do
is steal your life
around you and basically do transference of energy.
Oh, that shit real. Yeah.
Where they project all, like, you have a conversation, they don't talk about all the shit Daquan did, Dump
on you.
And, and you get off the phone and you be like, dang, now what do with the quickest? The horizontal line on the wrist or the vertical? And you shouldn't feel like feeling that way.
Yeah.
Knowing that person dumped their feels.
Yeah, they did. And I've learned that. But that's why, I stopped talking to people for a while, because I was like, Lisa.
Like, sometimes you can do more for a person by, like, praying for them from a distance, because then you can have that positive energy go towards them without the interruption of their ego.
I know, because when I went through the dark night of the soul this year, which I did, shit came up that I thought I had forgot about or healed. And no, because I was asking, because I was ready to clean up. I was ready to break whatever cycles that was lying dormant in my DNA. And I had to go through the underbellies of hell. That shit ain't no joke. It's hard work.
I'm telling you,
because
you're really just sort of climbing out of your own pit. Right?
Yeah. And that shit hurt like hell. Truth is hurtful. Yeah. It is. And
it is.
Not only did
when you have
not only did I witness my own shit that I contributed to these relationships, I don't play the victim no more. I don't do that blame game, because I know I played a role in the part and a lot of the shit that has gone on in my life. But then I was seeing shit that our family kept repeating.
Yeah.
I'm like, this shit heavy.
And see, that part is is key, because you see, this is what I've seen recently, and I was like, dang, it's like a lineup, like at the police
Yeah.
So you have all these spaces, and those spaces are like the outlines of characters that are dynamic.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And the usual expectation is that you will just step into that space that was previously occupied, right?
Yeah.
But
Damn.
I'm over here like, fuck no.
I know.
I didn't come here for that.
I didn't
I didn't come here for that. I'm the lone wolf. And a lot of people look at the lone wolf as dangerous, but in order to push forward beyond what has already been created, you sort of have to be alone a lot.
You do.
That's how you really get in tune with God and receive what is specifically for you, not what somebody is telling you.
I know.
You know?
I know. And
oftentimes, friends and family can have a sense of entitlement where they feel like they know what's best for you.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I respect people's input,
Yeah.
But I don't respect anybody's imposition,
Right.
Don't impose a reality on me if it doesn't agree with what the boss don't tell me.
I know. Mm-hmm.
That's why I always be like, take it up with the front desk, bitch. Yeah, I can explain myself like that.
I know.
You feel good about my choices. And a lot of people do that to me because they see me as a ne'er-do-well. Like, all them smarts and whatnot, and I ain't did a goddamn thing.
Yeah, I heard that shit too about me.
And I'm like, over here like, honey, wouldn't you just love to know what it is I have accomplished?
Yes.
Self-mastery.
Mm-hmm.
And not only self-mastery, you learn that in school, don't you?
You do.
Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
You do. Mm-hmm.
At the top of that pyramid is self-actualization.
Yes. That shit powerful.
Lisa being self-actualized.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa is now in self-transcendence mode.
Yeah.
Bitch, you could never see me out here in these spiritual streets without a whole bunch of studying.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And the world around you. So that's why I don't get bothered by people who have the wrong perception of me, because I made a choice a long time ago. It was very important to me to work on myself, because I would see people have a lot but not know what to do with it, or even just flat out lose it because they weren't right in their mind and their heart.
I know. Mm-hmm.
So for me, it was just like, I'll work on myself first.
That's what I was doing too.
Then I'll worry about material stuff.
Right.
But even now, there's a bit of that nun in me that's kind of like, I don't need a lot.
That's me too. Me too. I always been that way, but a lot of people need to understand, like, they look at the material, like, she ain't got no house, she ain't got no car. Like, that be pushed on, because that's just what society tells you. And people are so caught up in what they have been programmed and conditioned in this world. Bitch, you don't know. I've been doing a lot of work in the spiritual realms. And I don't gave some free damn guidance along the way, too. So,
I don't have no problem, like, saying shit out loud when I'm by myself, because I be talking to God.
Yeah.
But I said the other night, no more free. Bitch is going to have to start paying me.
Yeah. That's where I'm at right now. Mm-hmm.
Because it's an expenditure of energy
you're
engaging in. So,
I
don't do readings and all that other kind of stuff. Mainly because I'm bitter. I ain't gonna lie. I'm bitter as hell. Like,
about something.
Goddamn thing I see.
That's another. You know what? But that's what I got, Lisa. I got to the point I was like, you want to attract people who want to do the work. You don't want to keep expending your energy. You giving these energy check-ins.
They want a reading because it's just an excuse to dump.
Yeah, I know.
And they're not really gonna, you know what I'm saying, do the real work, you know?
I know.
Don't come back talking that same old bullshit. But then, people, I thought about this the other, problem here is that, and I was like, people are always looking for another savior figure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they want you to tell them what to do, not understanding that actually disempowers them.
It does. Because they have guidance within themselves.
Exactly. I can give you perspective and maybe inspire you along the path, but I can't tell you what to do, and I can't, do it for you, because guess what? You're rebellious as hell anyway. Shit.
Yeah, people be rebelling against God, too.
You know what I'm saying?
Whether they want to believe or not.
What to do. You know what I'm saying? All nicely on the phone and shit. And then about 5 minutes later, them damn demons don't hop back on and they like, no, this bitch don't know what she told me.
Exactly.
Okay, fine then. You know what I'm saying? Suffer.
And that's a choice. It is.
Yeah.
It really is. Like, you got to train your mind,
do.
to come up out of the dumpster of hell.
Oh.
That you in, because, this shit, it gets easier, Lisa, when you consciously practice it on a daily.
It does. And, I said to myself, it's very easy to see now what Mitchell meant by watching your mind.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Because last night, I did get triggered by reading that about black men, because I was like, I'm sick of you ugly motherfuckers. Boy, I tell you what.
Yeah.
I got them down clapping on y'all ass all the time, because God don't like ugly.
I know.
Don't like ugly. And I was like, let me just settle down. Just settle down.
Yeah.
Because there's no reason to give anybody power over you like that.
I know.
And a lot of times, let's be real about it and get to the heart of the matter, which is that oftentimes when black women come off cold like that, black men feel rejected by them.
That's
and they
true.
already feel rejected by society at large. So
I know.
That's why they seek the milky arms of another.
And this shit crazy as hell, though. But it's the truth. Yeah. Hell yeah. Damn.
But it's a lot of black women that understand that completely and have been over backwards, try to understand and you know what I'm saying, be supportive. And
I know.
Often still get attacked. So
I had to learn that the hard way. Even though you are in a relationship with somebody, you ain't gotta prove anything to anybody. And I'm not your entertainment, dude. So, I don't
like myself to strike me.
You have to be secure and confident in who you are to check that type of energy.
Very much so. I like my free time, away from the world. I have to have time to myself. I always have been like that from the time I was hella young.
Yeah.
I used to get Liz to tell friends that came to the door hey, she's not available. You'll have to reschedule.
Hell yeah. Shit, that's me now.
Yeah.
Solitude is very important for me in order to do what to walk in my purpose. I need that solitude, that one-on-one time with God to discern what's going on with me and my surroundings.
And I will say that, something that I have observed is that it's okay, or, supposedly it's okay for black men to date outside their race and then come back and be like, fuck all you never had bitches. But
let a woman of color do that.
Exactly. If a black woman, start dating Brad, and it's like, you're nothing but a fucking bed wench. Damn. What?
Yeah. That's crazy. crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Tricked by that, manipulated by that. Like, I'm gonna stay loyal. Boy, I tell you, I'm the most disloyal bitch in the world right about now. I'm gonna do a whole 360 and hop right back on the mouse stick. This time, I'm gonna like it this time. This time, he gonna do what I tell him to do.
Look, that's a hell of...
Don't you love it? Don't you fucking love it? I do.
You ain't gonna be forced to do it. It's a choice.
Why the hell would I be with a black man sitting up here false flagging with his whip, trying to act like he the master?
Yes.
Get with the original model.
Look, and most of the time when black women, you see them do that, or women of color, the ones that they choose are so kind-hearted.
That's what I'm saying. Like, no, you get the hell on out of here with that old crazy shit. Ain't nobody knows that man did. You attract what you are. So
I was about to say that. Yeah.
I will attract somebody who's kind and generous because that's me, honey.
Exactly.
Don't get mad after the fact. You know what I'm saying?
Now, if you get with a white...
I was bonquisha before, right?
Hell yeah. Now, I feel like if you get with a white man who still on that nigger tip, and
I ain't trying to get with no wiggle, honey.
But I feel like your unhealed parts, not just your unhealed parts.
Yeah, it's gonna attract that.
Yeah.
But you have to believe, you have to know without a doubt what you're deserving of. A lot of women say, I deserve this, but they don't really believe that shit.
They don't.
You know what I'm saying? Still be crying, in the shower and whatnot.
Because most of us do want to attract, most of us do want to be with a black man. Okay?
Exactly. That's my preference.
Yeah.
But honey, if Massimo walk up, it's on. It's on. Shit. I feel like I don't date somebody who's mixed. He was black and Cuban. You know what I'm saying? I don't have dealings with somebody who was black and white. So I'm already on track to the next step, motherfucker.
Ain't nothing but to do it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it.
Let me be mad. Hell, I know. Fuck that. You're nasty. Yeah, I so well, and my bank account full.
Exactly.
Pay and all that, and I got somebody that I can have a fucking intellectual conversation with. Not him calling me a motherfucking nerd or bored or anything like that. Won't you twerk the sun? Fuck out of here.
And see, that's when they be going out there seeking.
Yeah.
That's what the men do when they feel like... Yeah. But a lot of times they be underestimating their own female in the home. Because they put them in a box.
Exactly. You never know what potential the person that you're already with has if you would just give them 100% of your life as opposed to a portion of it.
Right.
Every time I hear that song now, I be like... Shut your bitch ass up.
What song?
That old song. You can have a piece of my
life. Lord, yeah.
I don't want a piece, nigga.
I want the whole pie.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what?
Yeah.
So you made this whole love song about breadcrumbing somebody.
I know. He sure did.
Fuck you, nigga.
But that's how a lot of these dudes be walking into these relationships. Like,
yeah.
Wow.
And then you know what they do? See, what comes in handy with me having all those male friends all them years, and they was really friends. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't cocked my leg up on all of them. Don't even do me like that, y'all. Spread that shit on me like that.
Hell too far.
I learned all they secrets.
Yeah.
Okay. And men will oftentimes have feel away, you know what I'm saying? But still be distrustful and start trying to subject the woman to all these tests.
They do.
Well, if she do that, then she this.
I know.
You empty motherfucker. You don't even have an intuition intuition enough to know if this is your one or not.
See, and that's really the issue. Like, your intuition is totally blocked. You don't have discernment. Like, y'all be, they be getting with some of these females, and they look at it like, oh, she look good as hell. She hot on the outside. But then these damn females be superficial, shallow, and vapid as fuck on the inside. All they care about is just having the money, the glitz and glamour. They don't even have to have a soul. A walking bobblehead.
They be dead inside.
I know, the walking dead.
I don't care who he dead. I don't care who he's fucking around with. As long as I got this Birkin.
Yes.
Like, girl, purse empty. You don't need to have none of your own shit. At least be taking money from this nigga and skimming the shit.
I know.
Feel me?
And take that money and build.
You know how to work no nigga properly out here.
Cause me, I be investing, create my own businesses and organizations using it.
Let somebody be my wealthy benefactor.
Yes.
Ain't gonna be shit masculine.
Cause I believe in angel investors. I do.
Ain't nothing too hard or too cold, ain't it?
I know. It's so lame.
I turn into a whole Asian woman.
Now I be seeing why some of these women just try to maintain their body.
Whatever you like.
Yes. You humble yourself then. Shoot.
Yeah. You know. But it depends though, because a lot of men, a little bit of nasty behavior comes with that. Giving of money, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you don't want somebody that looks at it like, I'm paying for the pussy. That kind of exchange.
I know.
You know, it's a bit of a unicorn, but I think, if somebody was completely right inside, you could manifest a rich man that actually is generous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can manifest a man who may not necessarily have a lot of money, like, millionaire or whatever,
but rich in the soul.
Set at least.
Yeah.
And willing to allow for you trying to get yourself set rather than judging you and all that.
It's very important to get yourself together first. Because if you ain't independent on your own, that codependent shit.
Yeah.
I was looking at one reader. She was like,
you where if they go, you literally have nothing.
Yeah.
I want to step into a situation,
Yeah.
Like, honey. I don't care if I went into a relationship totally broke and that nigga was balling. I bet you by the time he leave, even if he said that prenup said you don't get shit, I'd be like, just like Shaq ex.
No.
Oh, I always say, I got all kind of shit, nigga.
Yes.
All kind of shit where I just been, you thought I was going to get my nails did.
Yeah.
That's what you thought, nigga.
Exactly. And now living the best life. She created that and built it on her own.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's okay.
That's what you do.
Yes. Sir, queen.
Hell yeah. Shoot. But yeah, good people, I hope y'all have enjoyed this grown-ass woman talk. Freedom to express ourselves. You got some words of wisdom you want to part with, Lisa?
Yeah, I mean, I just gave all the tea right there. Like, word did nigga? Word did I'm kidding.
Cause they'll keep doing it.
I'm telling you, if you find you a dude who, I don't care if he a truck driver, you know what I'm saying? If he has a heart of gold, he is way more valuable than any baller. Any baller. Trust me when I say that.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to get, older. And this is game for any younger girls that are listening. Because at some point, your heart is going to get louder than your brain.
That's true.
And your heart is going to want somebody that makes you feel love.
Because
all the purses and shoes in the world is not going to do that for you. So don't be judging no cat by, you know, it's a difference between a deadbeat, somebody who's trying to use you and all that, and a dude that's just like trying to make it just like you.
I know.
Don't subject him to those kind of materialistic concerns.
Yeah.
Because he don't have what, you know, Diddy Boo and all them.
Exactly.
Diddy still more than Kim.
I know. Yeah.
That let you know how serious love is and how he had to lose her.
I know.
From this world before he understood what she brought to the table. That's crazy.
That is.
You should never let it get to that point.
It shouldn't.
Ever.
You know, because I had gotten to the point, I was like, some of these dudes so mixed up in their own trauma and own grief and own past shit, just holding on to all that shit, and they don't want to let go. I had came to the point, I was like, shit, I'd rather be sitting on the mountaintops sucking on sugar cane with my dude, and we just be as happy as content doing that.
Yeah.
Because it's too much pressures that come with the money materials. Not only women giving the pressure, but men giving pressure back. That's crazy.
Yes. And you know, what with the job I have now, where I, you know, basically get subjected to the thoughts of the young ones, I really feel for them because a lot of them are suicidal.
Yeah.
And that's so crazy to feel that much pressure or feel like the world is so hopeless that you would rather be gone than, you know what I'm saying, live your life. At 14, 15, and you know, even 18, 21, your life's supposed to be lively and joyful as hell. You know, you should be doing nothing more than looking forward to pursuing your dreams.
I know.
And finding joy where you can.
Yeah.
And really, the onus is upon adults to set that tone. That's why they're so angry at grown folks.
I know.
They're like, y'all fought everything.
Yeah, exactly. Well, like, y'all got us lost over here. Y'all supposed to be guidance.
Exactly.
Damn.
So, let it be known that not all adults are out here trying to crush young people's dreams. I really am for young folks, and I admire that they literally are coming up with new ways to make money.
I know.
Living their dreams on some real shit. On some, a lot of folks be scared to pursue their dreams.
I know. You know, but what's one thing I know about the young generation? They fearless when it comes to that. And that's the key. Shoot, you have to really, literally.
I believe the children are
I had that in one of my podcasts. When it came through. Because I kept hearing, save the kids, save the kids. It's because I was tapped into their depression and anxiety.
It's very important that they be given lighter energy, because it stabilizes them.
Right.
They need to know that there's light at the end of the tunnel, you know, and given a sense of self. That's what I find is necessary with them, because a lot of them get subjected to bullying, and now with, you know, social media kind of putting in a position where they feel like they have to compare their lives to others. You know, that's the wrong way.
It is.
J. Cole has a song called "Love Yours."
Oh yeah.
And he says there's no such thing as the life that's better than yours. You know, appearances are deceptive. You know.
Yeah.
Everybody got their own unique struggles. Even rich folks have struggles.
They do.
You know?
They do. And I be tapping into that energy.
It's just, you be like, dang.
Yeah.
It's sort of reality shattering.
It is. And I was like, I maybe that's why I ain't never really been, you know, when they say.
Then you be like, you fucking junkie.
I know.
I'm kidding.
Lisa, that made me think of Cat Williams when he said he went to a meeting in L.A. and they were sniffing coke. And he was like, you just gonna do that in front of me?
You remember I told you that T-Brain used to be disgusted when he would be doing his hosting and whatnot. Like, honey, no. They doing that white
Oh, hell no.
It's just like culture there.
Well,
they look at it like, that's candy. That's nose candy. It ain't shit to them.
I know. Cocaine
until
hell
they
of a drug.
addicted.
I know.
Until they addicted.
That shit ain't. But
now,
that shit highly addicted.
Fuck you. Fuck all you damn rich folks talking about. Oh, you broke. You broke too.
Yes.
Again.
Yeah.
Now what? Now what? Now I'm kidding. I ain't trying to argue, fight, no shit like that. But I don't like all that, classism.
I don't like that neither. That elitism,
Yeah.
But you ain't even elite in your heart and soul.
Like, I don't give a damn how clean your car is. Is your soul clean?
I know. And that's been the whole goal. 2020, 2021, I made a pact with myself. It's time to clean up some shit within yourself.
Yeah.
Shit I was holding on that I didn't even know I was holding on to.
Exactly.
Damn.
That's why anytime I get triggered, I don't ignore it. I just sort of like sit down with it. Like, why did that bother me,
yeah.
Lisa? Lisa, why did that bother you?
Yeah, that's the internal word. I am too, Lisa. I have to check myself now. Like, why you got triggered by that still? I thought you would. I heard a reader, and shout out to House of Oshun. But she was saying, if you get triggered, are you really healed? And that's a good question to ask yourself.
You don't get triggered at all when you're truly done with something.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And I guess because I've had situations where maybe that person didn't get with like somebody, buttermilk flavored. But
eat them up, buttermilk. Eat them up.
But they chose somebody that I felt like was inappropriate.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what triggered me. Like, you don't even have discernment. Like, shut up.
That's important. That's important for y'all dudes too. Out here.
You don't have discernment. You cannot talk down on an entire group of people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you just as bad as a racist to be talking about doodle Night Riders. Boy, let me tell you something. You better be glad I don't do no kind of juju type things. Cause I've been on sent some real Night Riders to your
That's what I'm saying. You better be glad I try to tap into the highest light and good angels and ancestors.
It's okay, because you know what? That's the danger of being like, what I'm saying, in a public space, isn't it?
Yeah.
Boy,
I know.
I don't know who Fresh and Fit is.
Exactly.
But they fitting to have some issues. So
they are.
Women are just like, no, it's okay. It's okay.
Shh.
There's some black women out there be like,
yeah.
Finna write his name on this piece of
It is something that's twisted up like that.
In the freezer for about 6 weeks. None of that nigga shit gonna move. None of it. I
don't have the time for that shit. I just don't.
That's why it's so funny when people like try to low key accuse me of being a witch, because I never have like rituals and stuff.
I know.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Not that type of person. But shout out to whoever do that hoodoo. You know what I'm saying? I get it.
Yeah.
Sometimes niggas hurt you like that. You be like, hell no, where that nigga hair
at? You know what? That's fucked up. That's the truth, though. Shit.
I just try to let it go like, well, water sixes on level,
yeah.
honey. And one thing you can be assured of is if somebody mistreats you, eventually they run into a mirror of their own behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And, sometimes they understand it's karma, sometimes they don't. But either way, it's delicious when you find out about it.
Nobody gets away with anything, even the righteous.
Exactly.
So that's just the way this real human being experience is.
That's why you have to be mindful of, how you treat people.
Yeah.
And, also how you perceive yourself, because you attract circumstances based on that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that has been our motherfucking TED Talk.
For now. I hope y'all enjoy.
Your thing.
Yes. I hope you just let it seep in to your psyche, to your spirit, to your hearts. And I'm going to close the evening with a track called On My Way Up. Enjoy it, people. Take care and be blessed. Love ya.
Yeah, what's good, bro? You popping out tonight? You playing the crib? I know your ass probably staying in the crib, nigga.
Say no more, you already know.
Pop out, nigga.
I'm on my way.
Never stop, never settle. I got Henny all in my cup. I'm on top, I'm on a level, yeah. I'm tryna get to the back. Got it on lock, got it on smash, yeah. She tryna holler what's up. I'm with the shits, this how it is, yeah. When you on your way up. I'm on my way, I'm on my way, I'm on my way, yeah. I'm on my way, I'm on my way, I'm on my way, yeah. I'm on my way, I'm on my way, I'm on my way, yeah. I'm on my way, I'm on my way, I'm on my way. Yo, some gushers in the crusher. Now that's a head buster. Yeah, she bad, but I don't trust her. Probably think I'm gon' cuff her, but I ain't no lover boy. All these girls love the boy. Shout out to my Uncle Troy, he bout to have another boy. So enjoy just be in the room, especially when they be hoping you lose. I been that nigga, don't get it confused. Niggas wishing they could walk in my shoes. Living you learn, you pick and you choose. Been on my humble, I'm keeping it cool. Talking my money, then pull up a stool. Follow your dreams, then go back to school. Whoa, still on my grind, taking my time, stars aligning. We going hard, we came far, it's perfect timing. ISO, we going up, we from the islands. Came from the road, we from the dirt, turn to a dime. Never stop, never settle. I got Henny all in my cup. I'm on top, I'm on a level, yeah. I'm tryna get to the back. Got it on lock, got it on smash, yeah. She tryna holler what's up. I'm with the shits, this how it is, yeah. When you on your way up. I'm on my way, I'm on my way, I'm on my way, yeah. I'm on my way, I'm on my way, I'm on my way, yeah. I'm on my way, I'm on my way, I'm on my way, yeah. I'm on my way, I'm on my way, I'm on my way. I'm on my way, what can I say? Yeah, they got a thing for the kid, do as I may, know how I play. They still tryna do what I did, tryna keep up, tell them it's up. Runs back, but they smoking on me. Pop your top, boy, we knock off your lid. Bent up, need my chips with a dip. Take notes, you can learn you a thing. Hot inside, I don't be making a scene. Vibe a track, you can see how they cling. Set the table, you gon' see what I bring. I got a lot, keep me a knot. Staying hungry every day is a feast. Fuck up the spot, don't make it hot. Coast to coast, but we reppin' the east. Yeah, yeah, still on my grind, taking my time, stars aligning. We going hard, we came far, it's perfect timing, yeah. ISO, we going up, we from the islands, yeah. Came from the rub, we from the dirt, turned to a diamond. Never stop, never settle. I got Henny all in my cup. I'm on top, I'm on a level, yeah.